I joined a call led by the ACLU tonight, and I figured I'd pass on kind of like the high level from the call. They talked about what your rights are when you're documenting and recording ICE. So first off, you're generally allowed to record anything that is plainly visible. The exceptions are you cannot violate lawful orders and you're not allowed to trespass. So just be careful of that. The First Amendment doesn't cover physically interfering with an officer. So if you try to get in there and stop them from arresting someone, you don't have the right to do that legally. One thing that was kind of interesting was that they mentioned, starting in Chicago, I think, that people have been using whistles to alert their neighbors as to ICE's activity. One thing the ACLU warned is that this action hasn't been tested in court yet. It might not hold up to First Amendment standards if the expectation is that you're using whistles to help people avoid ICE rather than for maybe more First Amendment relevant reasons. So that is just an FYI. Let's see, in terms of other things, an officer can only confiscate or look at your phone with a warrant, so they don't have the right to take your phone. Could they? Probably yes, but you can at least take legal action if they don't have a warrant. You do have the right to share information about what police officers or law enforcement, including ICE, are doing. And you do have the right to peacefully protest. If you do obstruct officers in their actions, you can be criminally charged. So, take that for what you will. Let's see. You want to avoid sudden movements and remain calm and just generally stay a little distance away from an officer. The thing they said was to make it so that the police officer would have to walk over to you, or ICE officer or whatever would have to walk over to you to reach you. So at that distance, it's clear you're not really interfering. But also, if you do any sudden movements or get agitated, the officer might try to say, "Oh, well, you were a danger," or something like that. So just keep that in mind. When you're recording, capture any details and context. So what street signs around, if there are any landmarks that are identifiable, make a copy of your video on another device. Do not edit the original. And share any footage you take with the loved ones or attorney of the person who is impacted. What else? If an officer does take away your phone without a warrant, make sure to write down what happened, get their badge number and patrol car license plate if you can, or patrol car number. Get the contact information of any witnesses nearby and ask if any of them have footage to prove that you had your phone taken without a warrant. If an officer says to stop recording, you have the right to keep recording. So do that, just keep your distance. Anyway, that was me rattling off a lot of the important pieces from tonight's call. So hopefully that was helpful.